Hello, and welcome to the Alert Youth Educational Workshop. Alert Youth is an awareness program made up of two components. The first component is the ID booklet, which is targeted to youth aged 9 to 18 years old. It is to be used as a reference detailing your physical and environmental information. The second component is the educational workshop, which seeks to cover topics that youth may be struggling with, such as substance use, gangs, teen pregnancy, depression and anxiety, runaways, bullying, internet, eating disorders, and relationships. The Alert Youth booklet is meant to provide your family, friends, and law enforcement with valuable information that could potentially be used for locating or identifying you if you ever go missing. This booklet is to be stored in a safe place with a trusted friend or family member. ChildFind will not retain any of the information. It is up to you to keep this booklet updated on a regular basis, so use a pencil when filling it out and let a trustworthy person know where it is located. The topic we will be discussing is relationships. In our teens, we begin to make choices about who our friends are, what types of activities we are interested in, if we are going to date, and we discover who we want to be for ourselves. Our relationships make an impact on us. But relationships can be complicated. There's your school friends, distant family acquaintances, and so many other types of relationships that can get confusing real quick. A relationship is how you are connected with another person. It's how you interact with and get to know another person. It is the emotions that you feel around another person and the effort you put into knowing them. You have a relationship with every person that you interact with, even if you think you don't. Some relationships are stronger than others. It takes time and effort to strengthen them. We have relationships because we need to. It is hardwired into us. It gives us a sense of community and security. In our teens, we start making decisions about who our friends are, and this makes a big impact on our lives. Our friends through these years will influence what we do in our spare time, in what types of groups, teams, or clubs we join, and the morals we develop on our own, and the amount of effort we put into certain things, and the music we listen to, and the TV and movies we watch, and if we choose to date. Friends can and do influence how we view the world. Our friendships that we make can feel very important, but there may come a time when the things your friend group gets into is not serving you or your interests have changed. There is nothing wrong with wanting to make new friends, join other groups, or make changes in how often you see them. Your teenage years are the years to start experiencing new things and explore things that interest you. Dating in your teens can be exciting, emotional, and scary all at the same time. In your teens, you will begin to have more intense feelings towards others. This is a time when many of your friends, and maybe yourself, may choose to start dating. You may start dating for fun, or you may be more intentional and start dating seriously. Dating can help you make friends, feel more comfortable about yourself, and you become more social. Dating has changed a lot over the years, and there are more ways to communicate than ever before. It's important to have a trusted adult who you are able to talk openly about how you are feeling and what you are doing. Relationships are a lot to cope with as a teenager, even more so when you decide to date. Emotions are heightened and things can become overwhelming quickly. The choice to date has bigger consequences than you may think and could affect others as well. So here are some things to think about. What is dating? What to expect if you decide to date? What to look for in a partner? And when should you get out? Though it is common to date in your teen years, it's also completely normal if you choose not to date. So what is dating? Dating is called different things by different people. Dating, hanging out, seeing each other, or going out all mean the same thing. Dating is the process of getting to know another person more intimately than you do your other friends. It can be going out, talking on the phone, or even through interactions on social media. It is spending time with a specific person on a regular basis with a goal or understanding that you are going to be in a committed relationship. So what should you expect if you decide to date? As a teenager, you will find your partner or even yourself being hesitant, inconsistent, choosy, fussy, and erratic at times. This is totally normal for your age. In fact, it's common at any age. Dating is very emotional and dramatic with good and bad times. You may fall in and out of love on several occasions, or you may just have one relationship. This means you may like someone one week, then another person the next week, and so on. The simplest thing may turn you off that person. You may decide you don't like someone based on the fact that they changed their hairstyle, their clothing choice, or even their friend group. So what should you look for in a partner? It should be to no surprise that many teens play a form of mind games with each other when it comes to dating. This is why you should not take dating too seriously while you're young. How do you choose someone to date? We get attracted to someone based on their looks and appearance, but we must investigate further. Their personality and similar interests are important as well. So take your time to see what's out there and get to know lots of different people. Be choosy when you date someone and don't settle for anything less than what you're looking for in someone else. It's important to be clear to yourself on what's important to you and where you're not willing to compromise. So here are some things you might want to consider before dating. So there's a whole bunch of positives, like if they're fun, intelligent, outgoing, and they bring out the best in you. But you also want to consider some negatives, like are they quick to anger? They don't treat you well, they have a bad reputation, or they might be a known drug user. Unhealthy, abusive, or violent relationships can have severe consequences. These consequences can have short-term and long-term adverse effects on a developing teen. Youth who are victims of teen dating violence are more likely to experience symptoms of depression and anxiety, engage in unhealthy behaviors like using tobacco, drugs, and alcohol, exhibit antisocial behaviors like lying, theft, bullying, or hitting, and thinking about suicide. Red flags for someone who may be more likely to engage in violence in a relationship include believing that it is acceptable to use threats or violence to get one's way or to express frustration or anger, problems managing anger or frustration, association with violent peers, low self-esteem and depression, not having parental supervision and support, and witnessing violence at home or in the community. Though violence in relationships is obviously unhealthy, there are other things that make a relationship unhealthy as well. These also have negative impacts on your mental health and your future relationships. So the other signs that you're in an unhealthy relationship include you feel scared and intimidated when they are around. Your partner puts you down or humiliates you. They are very jealous. Even family members are a threat to them. They stalk you or check up on you constantly. Your partner threatens to kill themselves if you end your relationship with them. Your partner blames you when they lose their temper. Your partner calls you names or tells you that you need to change. And your partner requires or demands that you have sex with them. Healthy relationships are built on a foundation of trust and respect for one another. Knowing the signs of a healthy relationship is crucial to developing healthy relationships throughout your life. Signs that you're in a healthy relationship: you feel free to be yourself. You don't feel guilty or pressured by your partner. If a disagreement arises, you both make an honest effort to talk and work it out. You feel appreciated and wanted. There is no financial, sexual, verbal, or physical abuse directed at you from your partner. You both accept each other's differences and are not critical about it. And you are both willing to make compromises to make the other person happy. Choosing a relationship can be hard, but you should be happy. The biggest mistake a lot of people make while dating is becoming too centered on your significant other. When this happens, it usually ends in breakups. When you start dating someone, your feelings are fresh as you're getting to know the other person, then it can quickly turn into a possessive relationship. When you become extremely possessive in your relationship, other things that used to be important to you get neglected. This includes school, friends, sports, and family. So here are the signs that you might be becoming possessive. Your mood for the day depends on how your significant other has treated you. You spend all your time with your partner neglecting your family and friends, and you become jealous and treat everyone like a threat to you. So let's talk about sex and consent. It's a big decision to have sex, and the choice is yours alone to make. Not just the first time, but every time. Staying safe and healthy includes having safer sex, and it also includes choosing not to have sex. You may not be ready to have sex, and that's okay. Discussing with your partner about your decision is important. Do not wind up having sex with someone just because it's easier than talking about it. Remember, you always have the right to refuse sex. If you do not consent to having sex with someone and they force you to anyways, that's a criminal act. So what does consent look like? It's a conversation about each other's expectations and what you're both okay with. Both people engaging in the sexual activity enthusiastically. Continuous communication during every step, from sexting to hooking up. Respecting the other person if they say no or are unsure about doing anything. Making sure the other person is capable of making an informed decision freely and clearly. So someone who is drunk, high, incapacitated, or being coerced is not able to do this. And understanding that the absence of a no does not mean yes. It's important going into any sexual relationship to have a trusted adult to talk to about the decisions that you're about to make and the consequences that go with it. Remember, it's okay to not be ready and choose to wait. If you find yourself in an unhealthy, abusive, or violent relationship, or even if you're just unhappy with the relationship, it's time to get out. Talk to a trusted adult about any of these things happening. Always make sure your friends and relatives are aware of your situation, and ask them if they can be on standby to assist you if you need to escape in a hurry. It's important to know what the consequences will and could be before you initiate the breakup. A public setting will be a good place if you know your partner can become aggressive, or a private setting is good if you know your partner will be emotional. Think over what you want in a relationship. Take time to consider your feelings and reasons for your decision to break up. Make your breakup as smooth and considerate as possible. Be honest and kind when breaking up. Avoid using hateful words and being cold. Remember, this person may still have strong feelings for you, and that you also at some point of the relationship probably felt a similar way. It's best to break up in person. If you feel unsafe, bring a trusted adult with you. Use caution if you're ending an abusive relationship. Most people don't start a relationship with the expectation of breaking up. It is a fact most teenage relationships will end up in a breakup. At first you may feel hurt, sad, or angry, depending on who ended it. One thing is for sure, both parties involved in the relationship will need time to cope with the breakup. If you were dumped, or maybe going through a series of what-ifs, which is totally normal. Some people may cry a lot after a breakup, some may immediately start dating someone new. Everyone copes differently. It's coming to the realization that this relationship is over and you're able to move on once you've accepted that you're single. Breakups are hard. Healthy coping techniques are important. Focus on taking care of and loving yourself. Spend more time with friends and family. Remind yourself that someone else will come along. Avoid old hangouts. Get involved with physical activities. Maintain your personal hygiene. Find ways to make yourself laugh. And talk to a trusted adult. Relationships in our youth can be amazing, but they are work. Put in the effort and you will see the reward. That means working on communication skills, respecting one another, setting boundaries with each other, and creating trust and support. If you have that, you will be successful in your relationships. If you have any questions about relationships, boundaries, or sex, talk to a trusted adult that you feel comfortable with. So, who is a trusted adult? A trusted adult is someone who you have a good relationship with, you know them well, helps you and makes you feel safe both online and offline, never asks you to keep secrets for them, listens to you when you have a question or a concern, and they respect your body and your personal space. Thank you for joining us today.